What's up, everybody? How are you doing? It is I, Moheen, Chronicles of a Soul Parent, and this is vlog number 2 for the day. I guess I'm making up for lost time. But anyway, at our church, our pastor's been speaking about dominion for a while. And he hit an area on Sunday, which I thought, woo. But he started talking about the way that we as believers adorn ourselves and carry ourselves. And for someone that I love to study fashion, I really do. I wouldn't say I'm a fashionista. I am not. If I had my way, I would probably dress very urban chic, but I do sometimes, and then sometimes I get very conservative. It really depends on my mood and how I'm feeling. But I started thinking about what Pastor Mika was preaching about. Let me make a shameless plug to my church, Rhema Christian Ministries, Downsview Park, 40 Carl Hall Road. Services at 8:30 a.m., 11 a.m. every Sunday, and Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. Shameless plug. Thank you. But anyway, Pastor's been speaking about royalty and the way that the royals carry themselves and the way that the royals conduct themselves in public. And it's interesting because the Lord has actually been speaking to me about this for a while, outside of the way that I carry myself or dress. He's been talking to me about a mentality or a mindset that I should be walking with. And that's one of, it's funny because sometimes I go to do things and I get this thought like, would a child of a king do that? Would the child of a king say that? I am someone who grew up with the royals, right? I saw Princess Diana get married. I saw her funeral. I saw when the boys were born. I saw when William got married. I even saw when Charles got married. Yeah, I grew up on it. Like, it was a big thing in our family. We had high tea at 4 o'clock. Well, I wouldn't say high tea, but we had tea when we were at our Nana's at 4 o'clock. Normally, we'd sit down and have tea while they would have coffee. And just a lot of things we did. When I speak to some of my friends, I'm like, oh, you had Yorkshire pudding? We had Yorkshire pudding when we had roast beef. But anyway, yeah, different things like that. But grew up very much infatuated with the royals. Like, I had a little scrapbook, and in it with different articles, and I would get all these magazines and Lady Di's dress, and oh my gosh, I was just... But when I got older, I thought, I used to daydream, about being a princess, okay? Don't tell anybody. But anyway, I got older, I started thinking, we are what we are because of our mentality. You can, excuse the expression, be raised in the ghetto and actually be a product of the ghetto because your mentality. But I've seen people who are from the quote-unquote hood or ghetto that don't think, act, or behave in that manner. It's a mindset. And something that the Lord has been saying to me is, what is the mindset? We say that we're children of God. What does that mean? What does that look like? Outside of the way we dress, and sometimes the way we dress, it's, high neck collars, long skirts. I mean, that's different religions, that's different people's beliefs. But how are you conducting yourself? You can adorn yourself in a certain way, but then your speech betrays that you are just a perpetrator, right? I'm not trying to be a perpetrator. From the inside out, I'm trying to represent the kingdom. So my question to you is, what is your mentality? What is your... what are your thoughts? What is your speech betraying about who it is that you serve and whose child that you are? Are you speaking those things that be not as though they were, or are you speaking your reality because you want to keep it real? Is your life and your attitude and the way you are conducting yourself a reflection of the God that you serve? Or are you religious, where you can tell people da 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 da, but then you go when people aren't around, or as many aren't around, and your speech completely betrays that, you aren't all that you portray to be to the other people, if that makes any sense. Like, you're cussing, you're listening to Jay-Z and bopping your head, you're doing this, you're doing that, but then you get in front of others and you're like, oh, bless the Lord. Are you consistently living a life of royalty? And I'm not talking about pretentious airs. I'm not talking about, thou, thy, with a. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, does your speech betray who it is that you serve and who it is that you've submitted your life to? Does your life reflect that of a king? It doesn't mean that you're wearing name brand clothing, but it means that in your presentation, some people say your vibe, I say your spirit, it is a reflection of the loving, kind God that you serve from a place of dominion and authority, knowing that we're here temporarily for a set time, but I'm going to end up in heaven, and I'm seated in heavenly places within Christ Jesus. So I'm going to speak victory and dominion into every situation and circumstance that I face or see, and I'm going to address those things in those that my children, that I can, and I have the authority to address things in to ensure that they live a godly and righteous life. I hope that makes sense. Beyond what you wear, are you a reflection of who you serve? And are you a reflection of your placement in the kingdom as a child of God? Inquiring minds want to know. I'm working on it daily. I pray you are too. Chronicles of a Soul Parent. We are royalty. Be blessed, y'all.